She called his no cheating clause controlling. Watch what happens when he removes the alimony. Be me, 29F, marketing manager at a tech firm. Make decent money, about 85K a year. Always prided myself on being educated, independent, modern woman. Spent my 20s focusing on career, travel, and finding myself. Dated around a lot, mostly soft guys who let me lead. Eventually got bored of them because they lacked drive. Meet Felix 3 years ago. Felix is 32M, software architect. Makes roughly 300K. He's different from the usual guys. Calm, problem solver, doesn't really engage in drama. At first, I found his silence intimidating. Thought maybe he was judging me. Realized later he's just observing. We hit it off, move in together after a year. Life is objectively amazing. We live in a luxury high-rise downtown. Floor-to-ceiling windows, gym in the building. He pays the rent, utilities, and grocery bills. I use my salary for my expenses, student loans, clothes, car lease, savings, and the occasional treat for us like concert tickets. Never really saw a problem with this dynamic. My theory was the wage gap exists, so him paying more is just equity in action. He never complained, never asked for a dime. Honestly, felt like I had cracked the code to life. Fast forward to 6 months ago. Felix takes me to Napa Valley for a weekend, rents a private villa, hot air balloon ride at sunrise, gets down on one knee. Ring is massive, ethically sourced diamond, platinum band. I cry, say yes, post it on Instagram immediately. 400 likes in an hour, comments flooding in. Yas, queen. He did good. You deserve this. Felt like the main character of the universe. Wedding planning starts immediately. I want a destination wedding in Italy, Lake Como style. Felix looks at the budget, nods, says we can make it happen, but we need to be smart about cash flow. I'm floating on a cloud. Everything is perfect. Until about 2 months post-engagement. Felix comes home early one Tuesday. He's carrying a folder. He sits me down on the beige sectional he bought. Looks serious, but not angry. Babe, with the wedding planning ramping up and assets involved, we need to sign a prenup. My stomach drops. I knew this was a possibility, given his income versus mine, but hearing it out loud felt transactional. I try to keep my cool. Okay, sure. I understand you want to protect your premarital assets. I get it. He nods. Exactly. It's standard. My lawyer drafted a first version. Take it, have your lawyer look at it. It's open to negotiation, obviously. He hands me the folder. It feels heavy. I don't open it right there. Put it on the coffee table and pour a glass of wine. He goes to the gym. I open it. 30 pages of legalese. I start skimming. Most of it seems standard. What's his is his, what's mine is mine. Separation of debt, retirement accounts. Then I get to the infidelity clause, specifically Section 8, Paragraph C. In the event of divorce due to proven infidelity, sexual or emotional by either party, the cheating party forfeits all rights to spousal support, alimony, and lump sum settlements. I stare at it. It applies to both of us. But for some reason, it makes my blood boil. It feels like a threat. It feels like he's already planning for the end. An emotional infidelity? That is so subjective. Does texting an ex happy birthday count? Does venting to a male coworker count? I feel like this is a trap to control my behavior. Close the folder, finish the wine, go to bed angry. He comes back, sees I'm asleep, faking it, kisses my forehead. I don't react. Next day at work, I'm distracted. Call up my best friend, Hazel. Hazel is 30, single, dating consultant, very vocal about men's audacity. We meet for lunch at a salad place. I show her the clause, she reads it, and literally laughs out loud. Girl, absolutely not. Right? It feels so controlling, I say, picking at my kale. It's not just controlling, it's abusive. She says, waving a fork. He's trying to own your sexuality. Emotional cheating? That could mean anything. He could claim you liking a guy's photo on IG as cheating and leave you destitute. That hadn't even occurred to me. The fear takes root. What should I do? You refuse. You tell him trust is the foundation of marriage. If he needs a contract to keep you faithful, he doesn't trust you. And if he doesn't trust you, why is he marrying you? But he makes so much more than me, I say. I need to be protected if things go south. Exactly. That's why you need alimony. But you can't let him hold it hostage over some vague definition of cheating. Tell him the clause goes, or no wedding. I feel emboldened. Hazel is right. Marriage is about partnership, not policing. I hire a lawyer recommended by a colleague. Older woman, sharp suit, very expensive. Felix is paying for her too. We sit in her office, she reads the draft. The asset split is standard. The alimony schedule he proposed is actually quite generous, based on the duration of marriage. What about the cheating clause? I ask. She pushes her glasses up. It's becoming more common. Usually, we try to define infidelity very strictly to avoid ambiguity. I can redline the emotional part to make it purely physical contact. No, I say. I want the whole clause gone. She looks at me. Okay, we can ask. But usually, the higher-earning spouse insists on this to avoid paying for a partner who broke the vows. It's a protection mechanism. It's insulting. I repeat the lines Hazel gave me. It commodifies our love. I won't sign a contract that assumes I'm going to cheat. Lawyer sighs, writes a note. We will strike Section 8. Anything else? No. The money numbers looked okay. That night, I bring it up to Felix. We're eating takeout Thai food. Felix, I looked at the prenup. And, he asks, chewing a spring roll. I'm okay with the asset separation, but I'm not signing the cheating clause. He stops chewing, swallows slowly. Why not? Because it's insulting. You're assuming I'm going to cheat. It sets a bad tone for the marriage. Trust should be enough. He looks at me, eyes calm. It's not an assumption, it's insurance. I don't assume my house is going to burn down, but I still have fire insurance. If you don't cheat, the clause literally never affects you. It's dormant. It's the principle, I argue, voice rising a bit. And the emotional part is a trap. You could use that to cut me off if I just talk to a male friend. We can define it better, he offers. We can specify it requires proof, texts, admission, etc. I'm happy to tighten the language. No, I want it gone. Entirely. He puts his fork down. Amy, I'm the one taking the financial risk here. If we divorce, I'm potentially paying you thousands a month for years. I'm okay with that if the marriage ends due to incompatibility. But I'm not paying you to betray me. See, you're focusing on the money, I snap. It's always about power with men. You want to hold the purse strings to make sure I behave. He rubs his temples. It's about fairness. You want equality, right? Equality means accountability. If you break the contract of marriage, why should you benefit from the contract of the prenup? Because I'm your wife. You're supposed to care about my well-being regardless. I'm getting emotional now, tearing up. He watches me, expression unreadable. Finally, he sighs. Okay, let me think about it. I'll talk to my lawyer. I feel a surge of victory. I stood my ground. I didn't let the patriarchy dictate terms. A week goes by. Things are a little frosty. He's polite, but distant. Spending more time in his home office. I assume he's just sulking because he didn't get his way. I go out with Hazel and the girls again. Tell them I held the line. They cheer. He needs to know you're not property. Another friend, Emily, says, men think money buys them obedience. I feel validated. I post a story on IG about setting boundaries and knowing your worth. Felix views it, doesn't like it. 2 days later, Felix calls me into the living room again. New folder. I talk to my lawyer, he says. Voice is very flat. And? I smile, expecting the concession. I realized you were right about one thing. The cheating clause was messy. Defining infidelity is difficult. It creates a dynamic of surveillance. I beam. Exactly. I'm so glad you get it, babe. So, he continues, not smiling back. I remove the cheating clause. It's gone. I go to hug him. He gently stops me. Read the new draft first. I sit down, feeling triumphant. I flip to the spousal support section. Section 4, paragraph A. In the event of dissolution of marriage for any reason, both parties waive all rights to spousal support, alimony, or maintenance. Each party shall retain their own earnings and assets acquired during the marriage. I blink. Read it again. Alimony. $0. Under any circumstances. Wait. I look up. You took out the alimony? Yes, he says, leaning back. Why? We agreed on the schedule. You said you wanted to support me if things didn't work out. I did, he says calmly, under the condition that there was a penalty for betrayal. You removed the penalty, so I had to remove the risk. This isn't fair, I shout. You make 4 times what I make. If we divorce after 10 years, I'll be used to a certain lifestyle. I'll have sacrificed my prime years, and I will have supported that lifestyle for 10 years, he counters. You have a job. You have a degree. You're an independent woman, Amy. You've told me that 100 times. Why do you need a monthly check from a man you're no longer married to? It's about equity, I scream. If I take time off for kids. There's a separate clause for child support, he interrupts. That's mandated by law. I'm not talking about the kids. I'm talking about you. Adult alimony. But without alimony, I have no safety net. If you leave me for a younger woman, I get nothing. And if you cheat on me with a pool boy, you get nothing, he says. See? It's equal now. No conditions, no policing behavior, just a clean break. Isn't that what you wanted? No controlling clauses? I'm shaking. This is a disaster. The previous version guaranteed me like $4,000 a month for half the length of the marriage. That was millions potentially over a lifetime. Now it's zero. You're punishing me, I whisper. I'm negotiating, he says. You rejected my terms. These are my new terms. You want unconditional trust? I'm giving you unconditional independence. I can't sign this, I say. My lawyer won't let me. Then don't, he says. But I'm not marrying without a prenup, and I'm not offering alimony without a guarantee of fidelity. Since you won't give the guarantee, I won't give the alimony. Pick one. He stands up. I'm going to go for a run. Leaves the apartment. I call the lawyer in a panic. She reviews the new draft, silence on the line. Well, she says finally. He played hardball. Can we fight this? We can try to negotiate back the original terms. You agree to the cheating clause. He puts the alimony back in. But I already made a huge stand about the cheating clause. I'll look weak. Amy, the lawyer says, voice dropping the professional veneer. You are marrying a man worth millions. You are earning $85,000. Do you want to be right or do you want to be secure? I hate her tone. It sounds like she's siding with him. I want both. I want the money and I don't want the clause. That's unlikely to happen now. He signaled that his generosity is conditional on your fidelity. You signaled that your fidelity shouldn't be a condition. He logically removed the generosity. He's being a misogynist. He's being a businessman. I advise you to take the first deal if it's still on the table. Swallow your pride. I hang up on her. I'm furious. I feel trapped. If I go back to the first deal, I admit he won. I admit I can be bought into loyalty. If I sign this one, I'm vulnerable. If I walk away, I lose everything. The apartment, the lifestyle, the status. I decide to call his bluff. He loves me. He proposed to me. He won't let the wedding implode over this. He's just testing me. I wait for him to come back from the run. I'm sitting on the couch, arms crossed. He walks in, sweaty, breathing hard. I'm not signing this version, I say coldly. And I'm not signing the first one. You need to trust me, and you need to support me. If you love me, you won't make me choose. He wipes his face with a towel, looks at me for a long time. The silence stretches. I expect him to cave, to say, okay, baby, I'm sorry, let's work it out. Instead, he looks disappointed. I do love you, Amy, but I don't like this entitlement. You want the traditional husband benefits while playing the modern independent wife card whenever it suits you. That's not true. It is. You want me to pay for everything, protect you, provide for you. But the moment I ask for a contractual assurance that you won't betray me, you call it abuse. And when I treat you like a true equal, financially independent, you call it punishment. He walks to the kitchen, gets a water. I think we need to pause the wedding planning. My heart stops. What? I'm not comfortable moving forward right now. We have fundamentally different views on partnership. You're cancelling the wedding because I won't sign your stupid paper? I'm cancelling because you're showing me who you are, he says, and I'm listening. I scream. I cry. I throw a coaster across the room. He doesn't flinch. I'm going to stay at a hotel tonight, he says. He packs a bag and leaves. I'm alone in the luxury apartment. I call Hazel. She's furious on my behalf. He is gaslighting you. He is manipulating you. Do not give in. He'll come crawling back in 2 days. He's just throwing a tantrum. I believe her. I spend the next 3 days posting vague, sad quotes on Instagram stories, waiting for his text. It doesn't come. On the 4th day, I get an email. Not from Felix, from the landlord. Notice of lease termination. Felix paid the lease break fee. I text him immediately. What the heck is this? He replies an hour later. I'm moving out. You have 30 days. I've paid the rent for this month. We're done, Amy. Drive to his office building in a fury. My hands are shaking on the steering wheel. I'm rehearsing what I'm going to say. I'm going to shame him. I'm going to make him realize how toxic and abusive he's being. Park in the garage and storm the lobby. Receptionist is the same girl I've waved to for 2 years. She looks down, uncomfortably shuffling papers. I can't let you up, Amy. He left specific instructions. No visitors. I'm not a visitor. I'm his fiancé, I shout, voice cracking. People in the lobby turn to look. Security guard steps forward, hand on his belt. Ma'am, you need to leave or wait outside. I'm humiliated. I spin around and march out to the sidewalk. It's starting to drizzle because of course it is. I decide to wait him out. He has to leave eventually. I stand there for 3 hours. I'm replaying the "you're a misogynist" argument in my head, refining my points. Finally, around 6:30 p.m., the glass doors open. Felix walks out. He's talking to the CFO, holding a coffee cup. He looks fine. He looks normal. He's laughing at something the CFO said. The sound of his laugh cuts through me like a knife. How can he be laughing when he just nuked my entire life? I rush toward them. Felix. He stops. Smile vanishes instantly. Face goes to that boardroom negotiation neutral mask. CFO awkwardly excuses himself. Scurries to his car. We are alone on the wet pavement. Amy, he says. Not babe, not honey, just Amy. Voice is completely devoid of warmth. You can't just evict me via email, I scream, not caring who hears. It's illegal. It's immoral. You're trying to intimidate me. He adjusts his cuff. It's a month-to-month lease under my name. I gave you 30 days notice. It's perfectly legal. And I'm not intimidating you, I'm disengaging. But we were getting married. I planned the venue. I told my family. You owe me an explanation. I gave you an explanation, he says calmly. You told me that asking for a guarantee of fidelity was abusive. You told me that my financial support was a tool of control. So, I removed the support. I removed the control. You are now free. This isn't freedom, this is abandonment. I'm crying now, ugly sobbing. It's consequences, he says, looking me dead in the eye. You negotiated yourself out of a relationship, Amy. You treated our marriage like a power struggle where you had to win every concession. You wanted the lifestyle of a traditional wife with the lack of accountability of a casual girlfriend. It wasn't a power struggle. I was fighting for my right. You were fighting a ghost, he says, checking his watch. I offered you the world, and you spit on it because you didn't like the fine print about loyalty. He starts walking toward his Tesla. I panic. The reality sets in that he's actually leaving. The anger evaporates, replaced by pure terror. I chase him, grabbing his arm. Felix, wait, stop. I'll sign it. Okay? I'll sign the first version, the cheating clause, everything. I don't care. Just come home. He stops, looks down at my hand on his expensive suit jacket, gently but firmly removes my hand. No, he says. Why? That's what you wanted. I wanted a wife who wanted to be faithful, he says, his voice sad for the first time. Not a wife who has to be legally coerced into it because she's broke. The offer expired the moment you decided my trust was an insult. Please, I whisper. I love you. He opens the car door, looks back at me one last time. Eyes are tired. I know you think you do, but you love what I provide, Amy. Not me. If you loved me, the clause wouldn't have mattered. He gets in. Door thuds shut. Car hums to life and pulls away. I'm left standing in the exhaust fumes, rain plastering my hair to my face. A group of interns walks by, staring at the crazy woman crying on the curb. I feel small, microscopic, like I just played a game of poker holding a pair of twos against a royal flush, and went all in. I go back to the apartment, start looking at apartments I can afford on my $85K salary in Seattle. Reality check. I can't afford anything near downtown. Studio apartment 40 mins away. $2,200. After taxes and student loans. That's half my income. I look at my closet full of designer clothes he bought me. The realization hits like a truck. I fumbled the bag, colossally. 2 weeks later, moving out. Hazel comes to help, brings wine. You're better off without him, she says. He was toxic. I look at the cramped studio I'm moving into. Linoleum floors, View of a brick wall, no AC. I don't feel like I dodged a bullet. I feel like I shot myself in the foot. I try to get back on the dating apps, change my profile, independent woman looking for a partner, not a savior. Matches are different. Guys my age, 29 to 30, who are successful aren't looking for serious relationships. They want fun. Guys who want serious are struggling. One guy, 33, works at a coffee shop, wants to split the bill on the first date. Another guy, 35, lives with 3 roommates, talks about his art. I go on a date with a project manager. Turns out he manages a construction crew, makes $60K. Nice guy, but when the bill comes, he looks at me. We splitting? I force a smile and tap my card. Inside, I'm dying. 3 months post-breakup, I'm miserable. Work is harder because I'm stressed about money. Manager notices my performance dropping. Amy, you seem distracted lately. Yeah, because I'm eating instant ramen in a shoebox instead of sushi in a penthouse. I stalk Felix on social media using a burner account. He's been quiet. Then, a photo tagged by someone else. He's at a gala, wearing a tux, looking fit, happy. On his arm is a girl. Looks about 24. Soft face, simple dress, looking up at him like he's a god. I click her profile. She's a preschool teacher. Bio says, love baking, hiking, and God. No political rants, no boss babe quotes. Just pictures of her baking cookies. I feel a pit in my stomach. Hazel texts me a screenshot of the same photo. Look at this pic-me he found. Probably has 0 brain cells. He just wants a servant. I type back, yeah, totally. But I don't believe it anymore. I look at my empty apartment, listen to the sirens outside. I remember the prenup meeting. I remember him saying, I do love you. I remember the 0 alimony clause. I realize he wasn't trying to control me. He was just trying to protect himself from exactly what I listened to. Bad advice from bitter single women. I wanted the authority of a modern woman and the privileges of a traditional wife. I got the authority. I'm fully independent now. Nobody is policing my tone. Nobody is asking me to sign a contract. Nobody cares if I cheat, because nobody is committed to me. Months blur together. Winter comes to Seattle. Grey, wet, depressing. My student loan payments resume, was deferring them, hoping Felix would pay them off after the wedding. Budget is tight. I have to sell some of the handbags he bought me on Poshmark to fix my car. It stings physically to pack them up. Each bag holds a memory. The YSL from our trip to Paris, the Gucci from my birthday. I'm literally selling my memories to pay for brake pads. Try to pivot my approach. Maybe I was too aggressive. Match with a guy named Darren. Darren is 31, accountant, seems stable. We go out for drinks, talk about values. I decide to be chill. Don't bring up politics. Don't bring up the patriarchy. Darren seems to like me. Second date, dinner. We get onto the topic of past relationships. I give a sanitized version of the Felix story. We just wanted different things. He was very traditional. Darren nods. Yeah, traditional is hard in this city. I'm looking for a partner, an equal. I perk up. Exactly. That's what I want. Darren smiles. Great. So, I assume you're cool with 50-50 on everything? Rent, bills, chores? I hesitate. Well, ideally, yeah. But I think equity is important too, like proportional to income. Darren frowns slightly. I mean, sure, but I make 90K. You make 85K. So pretty much 50-50 then? I feel the exhaustion settle in. With Felix, my 85K was my money. With Darren, my 85K is survival money. The romance drains out of the room. I realize I'm not looking for an equal. I'm looking for a provider. But I'm not allowed to admit that. Not to Darren, not to my friends, barely to myself. 1 year post-breakup. I'm 30 now, the big 30. Spend my birthday at a dive bar with Hazel and Emily. We do shots. They make a toast to freedom. I want to vomit. Go to the bathroom to check my phone. Unblock Felix just to peek. Bad idea. Wedding photos. He married the preschool teacher. They're in Hawaii. She looks radiant. He looks happier than I ever saw him. Caption. To my beautiful wife, thank you for choosing me. Here's to a lifetime of trust. Trust. The word burns into my retinas. He didn't make her sign the 0 alimony clause, I bet. Or maybe he did, and she signed it without blinking because she didn't plan on cheating. Or maybe she signed the cheating clause because she wasn't listening to podcasts telling her it was controlling, to be faithful. I see a comment from his mum. "Welcome to the family, sweetie. So happy for you both." I slide down the bathroom wall. Drunk girl in the next stall asks if I'm okay. "No," I sob. "I'm an idiot." "Did a guy hurt you?" she asks sympathetically. "No," I say, mascara running down my face. "I hurt myself. I won the lottery and tore up the ticket because I didn't like the font." Monday morning, hungover at work, HR director calls me in. "Amy, we're restructuring. Marketing department is being downsized. Tech industry contraction. We have to let you go. Severance is 2 weeks." I pack my box, stand on the curb waiting for an Uber because I can't afford parking downtown anymore. Look up at the high-rise where I used to live with Felix. See the lights on the top floors, warm, golden light. Imagine him there, maybe cooking dinner for his new wife. Imagine her telling him about her day. Imagine him listening, actually listening because he respects her peace. I look at my phone. Notification from Hazel. "Brunch tomorrow? I need to tell you about this toxic guy I matched with on Bumble." I delete the text, block Hazel. Uber driver cancels. I start walking to the bus stop. I think about the cheating clause again. Think about how indignant I felt, how righteous. It's the principle. I had said, well, I have my principles now. Realize that true oppression isn't a clause in a contract. It's the lies we tell ourselves about what we deserve without earning it. I am an independent woman now, and I have never been more afraid in my life.